So I've written down a couple of things I used to do in the school practice room about 26 years ago, and I wanted to share them with you so that you can try and do them too. Thanks to this, I got quite good quite quickly, simply because I put major scales first. That was my priority. So I'm going to start with that right now. Major scales are behind everything, finger independence, all that kind of stuff. And the major scales can be used for that. So the first thing I used to do with major scales, to verify that I really knew the shape, because it's one thing to say I know the major scale with a simple, mechanical finger memory, let's say. But you have to be able to play them, especially when you're improvising or playing nice chords. You need to be able to see the scale everywhere and just, play the notes of that scale anywhere. And I have a couple of ideas to help you with that, in addition to just poking. So the major scale poking simply means I take a key, C. I always went around the cycle of fourths. So I'll start with the key of C. Of course, on the piano, that's just the white notes. But I'm still seeing the note values. I'm still orientated in the key. So I'm in my mind, or I'm seeing visually 4, 7, 3, 2, 6, 5. 7 up here, 6 again, 2, 4, 3, 7, 5, 4, 2, 1. And then switch to the next key, the key of F, but seamlessly. So I'm now in F, but when I go to B flat, which is the next fourth up, I'm going to do it seamlessly. So 1, because the note values change. 6, 5, 7, 3, 4, 6, 3, 5, 2. Let's go to B flat now. 4, 2, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 4, 7, 5, 7 again, 6, 3, 2, 5, etc. So I really recommend doing that because it really confirms that you know the major scales. And I really was, for a couple of weeks until I got all the major scales down, doing that. Of course, playing the major scales in that traditional sort of fingering way. But I moved away from that very quickly because I realised that music isn't written in major scales. You're not just doing that in all the keys. That's not how music is written. It's about, melodies are based on notes of the major scale, not directly in order, 1 to 7. So that's something I recommend doing, poking the major scale and switching seamlessly between keys. You can also do that with octaves. I have written here octaves everywhere, which is true. I did octaves with both hands everywhere. So you can do that same idea. Let's just do it with the major scale itself, starting on F, or B flat we were in. I need to be careful of my tripod. I'll do it here. So I'm playing B flat as an octave. I didn't have a tripod to not hit over. But playing around with the major scale, so not playing it in order. So I'm still on B flat. See, this is real major scale mastery. I know where I am, and I can only see the notes of B flat here. Let's go to E flat. I see E flat, and I know G is in E flat, so I can just keep going. Oh, sorry. We go on to A flat. Just playing around anywhere like that. Really, really, really beneficial. So major scales, poking, doing it with octaves, really, really good. Chromatic scale rapidity. I used to do this a lot. I used to annoy all the language teachers who were nearby, or next door sometimes, with a lot of these. They would walk past and peer in. But, all necessary. So chromatic scale rapidity is not just to play major scale, chromatic scales, it's for the finger independence. So I just choose any fingers. Let's just do the middle 3. And I'd just mess around doing stuff with the chromatic scale, both hands, of course, at the same time or independently. I often did everything slowly, and I also did things staccato, so no pedal ever, which is why I haven't touched it now, I don't think. So let's just take maybe the ring finger and the middle finger, weak fingers on the left hand, and I'm just going to do chromatic stuff. So I was just doing stuff like this, going up in like groups of 2 like that, often with my eyes closed as well. Just to give the fingers a little workout, alternating, jumping around, white to white, black to black, black to black. Just little things like this. You can also combine that with the major scale, of course, and do that with major scale. I use the middle finger and the index finger this time, a key of A flat. Just little things like this. Just that kind of stuff, just messing around, of course, in the right hand as well. And of course, the actual chromatic scale itself, I used to do nice patterns like this. Just going over the chromatic scale, starting anywhere, really. Going up and down, doesn't matter where I start. Then I invented this kind of pattern, which is where you just go up. I've mentioned it in a couple of other videos, but you start on C, and you go up to the E for the first black note group, C to E, back down again, and then you run over it all the way to the end of the 3 notes group, 3 black notes, and then back down to the F, and then run up to the next 2. That kind of thing. So I used to do that a lot. Just do the same thing on the way back down. Just do stuff like that. Quite fun. Both hands, of course, messing around, doing anything chromatic with any fingering. Then I wrote around the cycle of fourths, always, but with different chord types. And that's why I'm very, very good at chords, because I know the major scales inside out, and I really did in the beginning. That's not because I've been playing for 25 years, it's because I knew them in the first weeks. I haven't learned anything new in the last 24 3/4 years, whatever the number is, or more than that, actually. I knew a lot of this stuff in the first couple of months because of exactly stuff like this. So it's not something that takes a long time. You just have to sit down and do it. So the major chord types, of course, you've got your major 7, C7, there's a regular 7, and then the minor 7. Of course, there's a minor major 7 as well, but I'll just deal with the major 7, 7, and minor 7. And I just do those in the cycle of fourths, both hands, and just playing them in different ways, like this. Sounds a bit like my danthecomposer piano challenge, where you do each one twice, and then onto C7, C minor 7, C minor major 7, and then I wrote down some other chords I used to do, which is the 6th chord, minor 6, and then you go on to the whole diminished, half diminished, and then other chords I was practicing anyway. I hadn't worked out that yet because I didn't know that hadn't created the danthecomposer piano challenge, of course, when I was 15, 14. But I used to know those chords. I used to practice them with a template: 1 3 5 7, 1 3 5 flat 7, and then with the minor, 1 minor 5 7. Okay, fine. 1 minor 5 major 7 is a rare chord, but it's still nice to know that you can find it quickly anywhere with the minor and the major 7. 6, 1 3 5 6, 1 minor 5 6, whole diminished, 1 with the minor and the flat 5 and the 6, half diminished, 1 with the minor, the flat 5 and the 7 on top. A chord that doesn't exist in theory, but when you put a whole diminished triad with a major 7 on top, unfortunately that doesn't exist. And I propose it be called the quarter, because you've got the whole diminished, half diminished. Why not call that quarter diminished? Just something I think that should exist. Anyway. And then, of course, your augmented triad, 1 3 sharp 5, and you can put that with a flat 7 as well. F7, sharp 5, D flat 7, sharp 5. So I used to spend minutes within each key playing the different chord types and just becoming familiar with them. On one afternoon, I might just deal with the key of C, and then the next afternoon, a quick refresh of C, and then do F. Maybe touch on B flat, and then the next time do B flat and a bit of E flat. I just spent time doing it, and the chords just, burnt themselves into my fingers, really. So I'd just like that to happen to you as well. So I just go around the cycle of fourths doing stuff like that. So major 7. Normally I just kind of did it like this, maybe bouncing off the little finger with the thumb. Minor 6. Whole diminished, half diminished, augmented, the 7. Sus4 is another one, 1 3, 1 4 5, where the third goes up, 1 4 5. With the 7 it also sounds nice. B flat 7 sus, flat 7 sus, A flat, See how the chord kind of falls under my finger quite quickly. I haven't played these for absolutely years, if ever. E7, etc. You get the idea. I used to also do little finger combinations as well. So it's to take, I kind of mentioned it earlier by doing it with just ones chromatically, but over the major scales I do things in threes, but also with the chords, which is why I'm thinking about it, and I wrote it, and that's what I meant when I wrote it. So for example, just you take the middle 3 fingers, you'll just play 1, 2, 3, and then from 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, that kind of thing. Not about speed, just precision, just feeling it. Eyes closed. I know where I am on the keyboard in my mind. But doing it in different keys, of course, gives you different alternations of black and white notes. So in E flat, it's black, white, 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 black, white, black, 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 white, black, white. You know, see, it's different. Etc. Doing that with the major scales is quite a nice thing to do. Any 3 fingers, even 4 fingers, and like I just said now with chords as well, just take the C major chord, C major 7. You would do that, and you can also do it with octaves, kind of playing what are called inversions, but doing this kind of thing, which it's not really a party trick. I'm just giving myself a little finger workout there, a little precision exercise, because each interval feels different. Do the minor 7 one. Oh, I mixed up my fingers there, sorry. I'm only using the middle. What fingers shall I use? I'll use only the middle 3 fingers, which is not necessarily what I do when I'm playing, but it's just to get my fingers on the piano. So each one just feels different. I used to do that kind of thing a lot as well. And of course playing the inversions of the chords, not to remember them, but just to challenge myself that I can see them. I'm just doing C minor 7 in each position here, just put the fingers on the notes. Some of it registers in my mind, in my memory, like this shape for C minor 7 is in my memory. This one is in my memory, in my finger memory, let's say. Whereas doing it from the B flat isn't really. I don't really see, even now I can't find it so quickly. Like that one's a very odd one to play. I mean, I can see that it's C minor 7, but that isn't really a common shape I would play, whereas this one is for C minor 7. So that's quite a nice thing to do. Turning over the page. Oh yes, of course, the rapid arpeggios, one of my favourite things to do. I've talked about these individually in other videos, but the important thing about rapid arpeggios is the thumb octave. It's the octave precision of the thumb on the way up, and either the ring finger or the little finger on the way down, depending on what the top note is. And then the same thing in the left hand, it's the little finger precision or the thumb or the index finger, whatever it happens to be, on the way down. For example, let's take F6. If you want to do that as a rapid arpeggio, my thumb is the precisioner, so it's going F, A, C, D, F. So I don't want it to sound as my thumb looks for that F. It's a bit silly. You want it to be 5 notes rather than 4. So that last note and the F sound the same interval in time as the previous notes, and not like this. So this time it's a ring finger coming down, D, to the D there. D, D, oops, sorry, D, D, D. F minor 7 would be the E flat and the ring finger. There's a precision in the octave jump, which is the key of rapid arpeggios. And of course that's one of my favourite things, whatever I'm playing. I used to do that kind of thing a lot. Now, the 2-5-1. Of course, you can do those rapid arpeggios just as triads. It's still the same idea. The reason it's so quick is not because I'm moving my hands quickly, it's because that octave jump is so accurate. So it's a G on the way down. Get used to that. The other notes of the chord come in naturally. the precision is that octave jump. It almost happens like lightning, you almost can't see it. But it's because that's correct and that's correct. The middle finger on the way down, the thumb on the way up. G, G, thumb, 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 G, G. You just can't miss it when you practice the octave jump. Now the 2-5-1, of course, you need to know that if you're interested in the more jazzy things, but also some pop music has it as well. You just play whatever the major scale is. This is not a theory lesson, just so you know. I have tons of videos on this in much more detail, but you choose a key. So let's take the key of G. And you take the second of the key you've chosen, and the fifth of the key you've chosen, and the 1 of the key you have chosen. On the second, meaning the first chord, but the second of the major scale, you play a minor 7. In this case, a minor 7. And then you go to the 5, and you play a regular dominant 7, which is a flat major 7, with a major third. And then on the 1, which is the key you've chosen, you play a major 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. Major 7 from the major scale. Major 7 sounds romantic. And I was doing that in all 12 keys. That was something that took quite a long time, a couple of weeks, because I know it's new. It was new for me. I didn't know this stuff in the beginning. I'm using the pedal a bit here. I shouldn't be. It's because it's musical. It's not too bad here. A minor 7, D7. Lift the pedal up just before you play every next chord. And you can normally resolve that major 7 down to a 6, which I definitely used to do. So let's go around the cycle of fourths, just for example, doing that. So we start on C. So we take the major scale of C. We take its second, which is a minor 7. C's fifth, which is G, regular 7 chord. 1 on the C, the major 7. And I would play that and try to get used to doing this stride in the bass. So D minor 7, and I'd roll the chord or play that chord anywhere with both hands. G, C. Let's be careful of that tripod. And then resolve. So you see, everything I was doing was fingers on the piano, both hands, all over the piano, not just a couple of fingers, weird positions in one octave. No. I jumped in the deep end, I think it's fair to say. Then we got to the key of F. So I already knew the key of F. You can't play chords if you don't know major scales, and you can't do progressions if you don't know chords, which implies you know major scales. So you have to start with major scales before you can do chords and before you can do progressions. So now in the key of F, so this G is second, so G minor 7, which I already know. C7 for the 5, because I'm in the key of F. Back to F, 1. Resolve that major 7 to a 6. And honestly, I was doing this so much. Then I learnt that if I play the major scale notes, let's go to the key of E flat. If I play the major scale of the 1, that major scale works over the 2 and the 5 chord. So the key of E flat, second is F, F minor 7. B flat is the 5, with a 7. The E flat major scale works over that. So I realised when I started the jazz thing, I was just playing the E flat scale. And of course it works over itself because they're related. So I was kind of starting like that. My jazz thing started in that way. Then I might do it with octaves. B flat 7. I'm just literally going up the scale. So without making this into a jazz lesson, that's a nice thing to be able to do. And of course you can roll it and start to make music. That's how I kind of started to make music. So I'd play the 2-5-1, play the notes of the chord, play B flat 7, knowing that I can play the scale of E flat, major 7, resolve to the 6. So I started to put all that kind of stuff together, and nice things started to come out. I don't know what I'm playing. I'm just playing the major scale of E flat, the 2 and the 5, the notes of the chord. I'm not even making this a jazz lesson. This was a technical exercise. Playing notes of like F minor 7. I can see it's F and A flat, C and E flat. So you can just play them anywhere. I might play the E flat and the A flat. just play anything you want because you see the notes of the chord. You can play them anywhere you want to. Now, of course, going back to, if I stay on the chord thing for a moment, one thing I used to do a lot was to play any chord in any key and push myself to not stumble. So I let my brain say a chord type in a key, and I'll try and play that, and then think of another one while I'm playing that one and switch into the next one. So that's a good brain exercise. Of course, I learnt more and more fancy chords, but I'll just do the ones we've talked about. I might just start on D minor 7. And my brain's thinking of another chord. A flat major 7. B7. E flat 6. Let's go to C whole diminished. Let's go to F minor 7, because we just talked about that one. Let's go to E major 7. There's a nice progression there. Listen to that. Lovely. G6. B minor 7. Also a nice chord progression. So I'm just saying chord types in random keys to see if I knew it. And if it ever came to the point that I didn't, I'd find it. So let's just say I'm playing A minor 7 and I want to go to like C sharp major 7. And I'd be like, I don't know that one. Okay, wait. Major scale of C sharp. 1, 3, 5, 7. And I just burn that shape into my brain. Up the C sharp major scale. 1, 3, 5, 7. I just keep playing it to myself everywhere. Until it just became, like a friend, something I recognise. And then I'd try that again. Right, I was in A minor 7. C sharp major 7. See if I could land on it like that. And I just drill these shapes constantly. And this was hours over weeks, over months. So random chords, random keys. A nice technical thing, I've talked about it before. It's the finger alternations. Now I have the refined version, which I call the butterfly technique, which you've surely seen before. You start in a symmetrical location, so C and E or B and F, A and G, so that the black notes are symmetrical, as if you had a mirror. So I'll start on the C and the E, and I would alternate with only one finger, so thumb with the index finger, chromatically to a natural sort of stretch. Very, very good workout for the fingers, very, very good for precision. And you can also move it around, so you're not just doing it chromatically. A bit more brain power required, but still fun to do. And then I'd do that, the thumb with the middle finger, which goes out a little bit further, and then with the ring finger, and then with the ring finger, with the little finger, out to about an octave or so. And then you put the index finger on there and alternate the index with the middle finger. And then the index with the ring finger. And then the index with the little finger. Some of them have got small distances, some are bigger. And then when you eventually get to like the ring finger, of course you can't put them too close together. So you might just put them an octave apart. No, wait, what would it be? Like an octave apart in terms of like, well, not an octave apart, but far apart. Like the G and the A to alternate with the little finger. Which just doesn't really go too far, but still something to do. That's nice to do. But I used to do that in different places. So I would, with both hands, of course, I would just play any finger alternations from different places. So I might just start on A flat and maybe just do the black notes, for example. It's a nice thing to do. But using any fingers, just any fingers. Put the middle finger on it. Go into different directions. Thumb, index, middle, index. Right hand has only got the little finger available. You see, I was just literally just moving fingers around in different places to get all these kind of variations in every direction. Very, 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 very useful, both hands, of course, if you want to. And then the final thing is repertoire. I was learning repertoire at that time. My granddad had lots of jazz fake books, where you have all the chords. I was kind of learning a bit of sight reading just to get some sort of famous classical melodies down. But mainly I focused on the jazz stuff and a bit of pop soul stuff. But I was learning them, not in every key, that's too extreme, But, it may be 2 or 3 others, just the chord progression normally. So even just the infamous Fly Me to the Moon, my demonstration song, is where I kind of learnt that you have the 6-2-5-1 chord progression. And I learned that in the key of C, of course. The melody. Of course it goes on, but I would think, okay, fine, so that melody starts on, I'm playing in the key of C, but the chord is A minor 7, and it starts on the minor of that chord. So I would learn that, okay, we're just going down and that lands on the minor of that chord, and then it starts again on the major third of that chord, and ends on the major third of that chord. So it's very symmetrical, and that enabled me to find it in other keys. So let's jump to the key of F, the 6, where it starts, like A is the 6th of C, D is the 6th of F. The melody starts on the minor, so the minor of D is F, so it starts on F. And it's going to go down the key of A flat, of F, touching on that B flat. I don't know why I said A flat. So I learned how to transpose quite quickly. So the chord progression I know, 6-2-5-1. So I'd do that, do it in the key of E flat, A flat, G, B, any key. And that really helped me a lot. And something I didn't write here was that I used to do ragtime. They called me the rag man at school. And so I did spend quite a lot of my time practicing that kind of left-hand stride where you have an octave in the bass, but you ascend, like F up to F, like that, for example, F7. And you can go down as well. So I spent a lot of time doing down, up. Let's go to, I'm being careful of the tripod. I think I'm going to E safely. E7. Descending. Ascending. Descending. And then you can put the third afterwards. So E, G sharp, E, G sharp. Even doing an ascending or descending on that third. So I was doing that, and then of course you add the right hand. Let's do a nicer chord. Let's do B flat 7 maybe. B flat 7 up here. I can't go down that far. G. Of course I go down to the other octave down here, but I can't do that right now. But I did. G. Quite nice thing. And so I just got that octave, very very deeply into my fingers. I play the chord in the right hand. Go to E7 again. F sharp. Something I used to do. Chromatic again. G7. Third. B. Forgot the B flat there. Just stuff like that, and then just mixing different chord types with that stride. And of course, stride is that was swinging fourths. From F. I'll do it on F because it seems to be the safest, nicest area to be. See, that's swing. But the ragtime is more straight, What did I play? A flat. So I was doing stuff like that quite a lot, which enabled me to play the ragtime songs. All that kind of stuff I was practicing as well. So I guess when you put all that together, major scales come first. Then it's chord types, the common chords. Then you can put that into progressions. Do your finger-independent stuff, play random chords in different places, do some finger alternation exercise stuff, play stuff in groups of 3 or 4 in different fingers, different keys. Really drill those chords. It's so important. The 2-5-1s, rapid arpeggios with the octave precision. I was doing this in different places. My eyes are closed. Slow down a tiny bit, but my eyes are closed for this. I promise. B. I can just feel the octave so naturally. I could do it on a table, can just feel that octave in both hands, of course. Play around with Repertoire and drill those chord progressions from the Repertoire. Yeah, I think it'll be good to go. A long video, but it had to happen. Hopefully you'll take away some of the ideas from this and get very good. So I hope this video has been of use to you. See you next video. Thanks for watching. All the best, and bye for now.